Yo, what is up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good. Welcome back. Like always, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It does really help out the channel, so please be sure to do that, and also hit the bell so you don't miss out on any uploads in the future. If you want to check out my Telegram channel, feel free to go and do that. Links in the description below. Share my updates, posts, trades, watch lists for the week, videos I create, so feel free to go and take a look at that Telegram. Use the link in the description below. And if you are looking for a broker, I do have my affiliate link for IC Markets at the top of the live chat. If you are looking for a broker, feel free to use the link if you want to. But yeah, guys, welcome back to a stream. Hope you're doing good. Umar, what is up? Is this your first? Okay, first viewer on the stream. I don't think you meant by first time. But yeah, big up to you. Welcome on the stream. Forex, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Enoch, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Good afternoon from Kenya. Wicked. Happy to have you on the stream. Moch, as always, welcome to the stream. Part of the furniture. Technical analysis, what is up? Hope you're doing good. EuroJPY, we'll take a look, no problem. Investrology, what is up? Euro, pound CAD. Okay, we'll take a look. Georgie, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Good morning. Okay, so yeah, we'll start with USD CAD since that was requested first, and then take a look at Euro Yen, Euro Pound, and Pound CAD as well. But yeah, guys, hope everyone. Let me actually go take a look at the news first for the rest of the week, just to jog my memory, because I did have a look yesterday, but I think we have news today. I've seemed to have forgotten. Let me just go and brush up on the old economic calendar. Okay, so today's obviously Wednesday. Wednesday. Okay, so we got some CAD news later today, 1:30. Obviously that's UK time. And we've got dollar as well at 1:30 at the same time. We've got Bank of Canada interest rate. This isn't at 3 p.m. So Canada could be CAD could be having some interesting movements today, so keep an eye on CAD pairs. If you're looking to trade CAD, you might want to brush up on the old calendar first. And then Thursday we've got some more news, jobless claims for dollar, and Friday got some more CAD news. So yeah, interesting stuff. So if you are trading CAD, watch out. But anyway, we'll take a look at USD CAD, which happens to be a CAD pair. Okay, so yeah, USD CAD, this one's still looking a little bit choppy. It looks like we are breaking to the downside out of the consolidation. So by this price action here, I would expect to see a bit more downside here for USD CAD. As you can see, yesterday we were trading inside this consolidation, and I wasn't a big fan of looking to trade here. We were at some support, but I said I wasn't convinced. I was looking for price to come lower into around 1.334, which comes into a nice trend line. Also the support down here, which looks like we could be heading towards now with this breakout and retest. So as you can see, you have the consolidation there, a bit of a fake out to the downside with this wick. Market crept back inside the consolidation, retested the high, broke to the downside, and now wick back into the same consolidation as the retest of that consolidation. So with this price action, we'll be expecting to see a drive lower with USD CAD now. We had the consolidation, break and retest. Momentum is looking good on the hourly chart as well, convincing candle to the downside. Yes, we are closing to some relative support down the lower time frames, but from a 4H perspective, we've had this huge dump to the downside. The market's tried to go bullish, failed, broke to the downside, retested support. So from a technical perspective, we've got high probability of heading down here. So USD CAD for me could be some short-term sells. Again, like I said, I'm not looking for sells for USD CAD. I'm still looking at this higher time frame trend line. If the market does go and break through this area, then yes, I will change that bias and anticipate more downside. But once the market breaks through this area, there's a key support and also a key trend line there as well on the daily time frame. As a swing trader, I don't really want to be looking to hold positions into that area. Day trading, yeah, you can probably take advantage of these amount of pips, 20, 30, 40, 50 maybe, into that area and be done for the day. So on the lower time frames, you can probably take advantage of some lower time frame shorts, but from a swing perspective, this is not an area that I really want to be getting involved in. So keep an eye on 1.334, same as yesterday. If we see some good rejection in here, could get a nice bounce to the upside. If we look to the left and see what price has done before at this area, 1.335, 1.334, As you can see, nice rejection, big swing to the upside, came back down, another big swing to the upside. You know, we might see another big swing, maybe not back to the highs, because you can see the original move was quite impulsive. The next move, not as impulsive, is a little bit more corrective. So we're seeing kind of less momentum in the second move, and might even see even less on the third before maybe a breakout. You know, that's just me thinking out loud, really. But in terms of the area of value, the area of confluence, we've got some decent confluence down there at 1.335. So expect to see a bounce. If we see, obviously, good rejection, signs of good rejection. If we break out, then yeah, that's when I'll start looking for sales for dollar CAD. But in the meantime, drop to low time frames, might get some nice trades back down into that support level. But for me, I'm not interested until we get there. Okay, so yeah, USD CAD. Okay, Euro Yen we'll take a look at next. Hopefully that made sense on dollar CAD. Euro Pound, Pound CAD. Okay, we'll take a look at next. Henry was up. Dollar Swiss we'll take a look at as well. NZD USD, no problem. Euro NZD, Martin will take a look, no problem. AUSD, bunch of pairs to get through. March, just FYI, part of the furniture will be traveling. During the summer months, so I'll be able to catch you live. I hope you find another moderator to help you. No worries, March. I mean, you'd be a great service to the channel. Where are you traveling to? I'm interested to know where you traveling to. Where's my furniture traveling to? I'm joking. But yeah, no problem. We'll get some more moderators. Got a lot of regulars on the stream, which I think will probably be interested in helping out. But yeah, Moch, you have been a great service to the channel, so I really do appreciate it. So I'll let you go when you're traveling. I'll let you have some fun. I'm just joking. Anyway, so yeah, we'll take a look at Euro Yen first, and then we'll take a look at Euro Pound and Pound CAD. So yeah, people quite excited by Euro Yen yesterday. A lot of requests for Euro Yen. I'm not convinced just yet. Like I said, the market is starting to give us lower highs. We've had one over there, had a second one over here. Well, this was our high. This is a low high relative to that high. And then again, we have another low high relative to that high as well. So the market's created a higher high, but now it's created two lower highs. So this is not a convincing bullish market anymore. Yes, in terms of momentum and the higher time frame direction, you would still favor buys overall. But we see some clear signs that the market is tired and lose momentum. So although we have come into some nice support, as we can evidently see, a lot of wicks into the zone prior to this test last week. Then again, we came in last week, and then again this week we come in again. So it's not a bad place for support, but the fact that we form these lower highs tells me that, okay, we might just see a slight move and actually get the break to the downside. And if that's going to be the case, we get that break to the downside, pullbacks and shorts look very, very good on the retest of that same structure at 149. And as I was speaking about yesterday, we've got a lovely level of support to target down here at 146,500. So that's kind of what I'm expecting with Euro Yen. It's not a bad place to buy. It's still support. Market's still bullish. So the old rule: buy from support in bullish trends, sell from resistance in bearish trends, which obviously makes sense. But we can see that the market is obviously having a tough time trying to stay bullish with these lower highs. So I'm not convinced by getting any longs. Not saying that we can't do something like this. We definitely can. But I know the probability is a lot lower now. So that's why I'm not looking for buys at the moment with Euro Yen. And if you get that break of structure to the downside, I'll definitely be opening up for some sells back down into that level of support. So I really like the sells here with Euro Yen. Buys, I'm not convinced. Obviously with the sells, I have to wait for that break of structure first, which may or may not happen. But if it does, I will be looking for something like this on Euro Yen going forward on the retest of that structure, or more or less within that area, for push back down into that support level there. So yeah, that's kind of my outlook with Euro Yen. Definitely an exhausted market, very tight. You can even see where the last bullish leg was very, very corrective on the way up. Very strong move. Then we had a very crazy pullback. Now we're having very corrective moves to the upside. We should be seeing long impulse moves like we saw here if the market is still going to go bullish. Now we're just seeing kind of corrective moves up. Not a convincing sign at all. So yeah, sells is what I'm looking for, but again, need that break of structure first. Okay, so Euro pound, we'll take a look at next. Pound CAD as well. Hey, Toka, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hey, don't worry. Yeah, Toka will take your place. Matak, I hope I'm saying that correctly. 29, what is up? AUSD, yeah, we'll take a look as well. Okay, so Euro pound. So yeah, Euro pound was actually, well, still is on the watch list for this week. I'm still eyeing up some sells. For moves to the downside. Looking at a push basically to where market has stabbed into last week. This is a lovely level of support here at 0.858. I'm looking to see if we can get a pullback and get some more shorts going. There could be some buys down here. I'm not convinced really. Again, I like to go with momentum rather than take trades against it. So when I'm seeing strong bearish moves like this, lovely sell to the downside, lovely sell to the downside, I want to be a part of that direction and not particularly go against it. So if I can see another move back up into this area, that would be fantastic. This was the kind of one of the pairs that I had on my watch list coming into the week. It still is. And yeah, looking for the retest of that structure to take some more sells to the downside. So this is what I'm waiting for. There's nothing else I'm kind of interested in with Euro pound apart from this idea here. Maybe there might be some buys on the way up there. I'm not interested. I'm just looking for some sells, take advantage of the retest of that consolidation. Lovely break to the downside. Let's get the retest and get the next wave to the downside after that. So yeah, Euro pound for me still very bearish. Yes, there's some nice support here. I'm not interested. I'm more interested in the sells up there at 0.867. So I'll be keeping an eye on the retest of this level. Still a little bit of a way. So I have to see some strength in the euro, some weakness in the pound if we're going to get there this week. But yeah, that's the main idea I'm interested in. Nice little pullback, retest, and get some more sales going. Let me know if you're looking at something similar. Pound CAD, I said I'll look at Pound CAD next. Okay, so Pound CAD, lovely bearish momentum from last week coming into this week as well. Had the break of that support level, nice little retest during the Asian session on Tuesday morning, or kind of night-ish. Yeah, so yeah, lovely retest of that structure, and yeah, anticipating a pushback down to this level. Because again, on the daily time frame for Pound CAD, we had this big old level in the daily time frame, which looks like the market has just had a big fake of. So again, we create resistance, price tried to break above, fake the resistance, came back with all this bearish momentum, and now has cracked the lows here. So next kind of logical target you expect Pound CAD to get to would be 1.655. Don't know where I get the naught from. So yeah, back into 1.655. So I'm expecting this bearish leg to continue. We might see pullbacks before we get there, which again could give opportunities on the lower time frames to get involved. But I'm at least looking for Pound CAD to come back into the support. Then we see how price reacts and we go from there. But yeah, Pound CAD, lovely move to the upside. This looks like just a big fake out to the upside. Price is broken through the lows there. Lovely retest. So yeah, I'm expecting more downside for this one. I did say yesterday, if we do maybe come up and get another retest of that resistance, that could give some nice opportunities to get back into some shorts. But we might just roll over. That's going to be up to Pound CAD. But in terms of bias and direction, still expecting a bit more downside into 1.656. So that is the plan going forward with Pound CAD. Definitely bearish on this one still. Okay, so dollar Swiss we'll take a look at. That one's looking interesting. NZUSD, USD we'll take a look at as well. AUSD, of course, that was a pair I had on my watch list coming into the week, but it's been very, very bullish. So I have backed away ever so slightly with AUDUSD. I'm still bearish overall in the pair, but I'm not planning just to jump into shorts. But yeah, we'll take a look at AUDUSD in a bit more detail shortly. Omar, good morning. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Aladrin Fire. I'm just gonna say Fire because yeah, I'm definitely gonna butcher the name. But AGNSD we'll take a look at, no problem. Toka, it's good to be here. Good to have you on. Are there any pairs you're looking at? Are you still trading pound USD? I'm waiting for a potential short. Okay, on dollar yen, I think it's been a slow week this week since the NFP data. Yeah, it has been slow. I haven't really seen too much crazy movement, to be fair. So hopefully it can pick up. I mean, we're coming to the midweek right now, Wednesday, so maybe a slow first half of the week, and then we start picking up momentum. We do have some news creeping about with dollar and CAD, but yeah, it has been a little bit slow again. No trade for me on the week so far, so had to stay patient and wait for the opportunity to materialize. But yeah, it's been, haven't really seen too much crazy momentum. Actually, we did see Aussie going a crazy one. Obviously, we had that Aussie news, so makes sense. But apart from that, not much. Anyway, so what I said, I'm going to take a look at next. Dollar Swiss and NZD, some dollar pairs. Okay, so yeah, like I said, dollar Swiss is looking interesting because again, dollar Swiss, this is the daily time frame. Dollar Swiss still kind of rejecting this lovely area of broken support turn resistance. So as we can see, markets respect this a few times. Now I'm looking at it respecting the resistance. We already got some bearish structure here on the daily. So I'm looking for us to get another, rejection here, another wave to the downside, at least back into the prior low. So that's kind of the plan on the higher time frames for dollar Swiss. Dropping to the lower time frames, as you can see on the 4H, we're starting to creep with these lower highs here. So things are looking interesting. We've got one over there, a second one here, and potentially a third one there. So what I'm waiting for on dollar Swiss is if we can break through some support here, get a nice crack to the downside, break structure, because again, this bullish structure is still intact. The market is still creating all of these higher lows, and no higher low has been broken through yet. So I kind of want to see a move to the downside, break through some higher lows, and then I'll look for some retest to catch some shorts to the downside. And like I said, we'll be expecting a swing back down to the prior lows here. Not too sure if I'll hold the whole move, but there's plenty of levels of support we can target depending on your risk reward and how aggressive you want to be with the trade. But this is kind of something what I'm looking at for dollar Swiss. Again, we've got some really good higher time frame confluence, market rejecting a good level at 0.91. We're starting to get some lower highs. This bullish structure is starting to get very exhausted and it's quite corrective anyway. So I'm looking at it possibly ending. But again, the critical move I'm after is that breaker structure. It's that move to the downside that will clear out these lows. And then, hopefully that will come resistance. And we can start looking to sell and take advantage of some shorts. So dollar Swiss for me is not on the watch list yet because it hasn't actually, created the bearish structure I'm after. But once it does, if it does, it might not. It might just push up, of course. But if it does break to the downside, then yeah, I would look to add it to the watch list and start looking for some shorts. Because I really do like the setup. It's got a good confluence. Just need to see that bearish structure creep into play on 4H. And then yeah, I'll be eyeing up some sells. Possibly back down to 0.88, 360 down at those lows. So yeah, dollar Swiss has a lot of potential. NZD still bearish on this one. Again, crazy sell to the downside not too long ago. Really nice impulse movement there. Looks like the market's kind of in this kind of weird corrective phase here, pulling back. Again, from a daily standpoint as well, the market's quite bearish too. Even if you scale to the higher time frames, the market has been falling since the high of Feb 2021. So long-term perspective, we could actually be looking at creeping back down to the lows there for NZD. But again, I'm not too eager to jump into some sells. I'm waiting for a good opportunity. Looks like we are retesting this structure here, or just about. Not quite convinced. We might creep a little bit high into this low, which would be quite interesting. If you can push, maybe spike higher and then see another bearish leg. If I whip out the old Fibonacci from the high to the low, creeping into the 0.618, pretty much bang on the money there. Interesting. So yeah, got some good confluence just underneath 0.62 for NZD. I like the bearish structure. Like I said, very impulsive down moves telling me the bears are very much in control. And now I'm looking at just kind of retracements. So we kind of got a first kind of potential area where the market might sell off. I'm not too particularly convinced by that level. This level got a bit more confluence at and looks a little bit better as well. Haven't got the retest as well after that big breakout. So keep an eye on those two levels. 0.618 is definitely my area of fancy. But yeah, still bearish on NZD with this structure. Still looking for sells. But yeah, not seeing anything quite yet. And yeah, not really a fan of the hourly either. It's kind of just consolidating, to be fair. Maybe if you see another bearish leg clear out some lows and then catch another low high, that might be a nice short on the hourly if we don't get that bigger pullback. But yeah, in this kind of market, it's just moving sideways. So I'll stay away for NZD/USD for the time being. Okay, so USD, AUD/USD we'll take a look at next. Dollar yen we'll take a look at, see what Toko's looking at. Anus, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good, bro. Yeah, all moderators. Yeah, all 3 moderators. I need to get some more moderators. I'm overworking you guys. Take some of the load off. I missed the sell on pound USD. Unfortunately, it would be a nice to see GU break above 1.245 to touch 1.25350, and then okay, I'll take a look at pound USD a bit more detail. That 1.245, I think that's the daily level, isn't it? But yeah, we'll take a look at a bit more detail. Let me just go through USD and AUD/USD first. If you guys are enjoying the stream, by the way, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It does really help out the channel. So yeah, feel free to drop a like and subscribe, and thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed so far. Okay, so on to Euro NZD. Okay, so Euro NZD, I did say for this one we might see a nice little pullback onto this prior high and get some nice longs there. The market is quite corrective, so I am looking at this being just a correction of this bullish move. It's a little bit weird because we've had impulse, correction, which is not really what you want to be seeing. You want to see impulse and then correction. Those are normally the best setups there, when it's kind of correcting up and then correcting back down again. Not really you know, a quality, but nonetheless, it's still a nice level that we could possibly get a nice break and retest off, and could see a push back to the prior high, which is at 1.78, so back into that resistance. So if you are looking at USD, I'm not too particularly sold on this setup just because of how the market's moving, but it's not a bad level at 1.755. Obviously, we haven't got the retest of this level, and the market is moving quite correctly, so I do think we could probably get a nice bounce off that area. But you know, make sure you do wait for some entry signals that the market is rejecting. You know, some wicks momentum, and then yeah, could be some nice longs back into the prior high at 1.78. That's kind of the only setup I can really see with USD right now. And yeah, we are actually above a very critical high as well here, which is that prior major high on the left on the daily time frame, which again, adding a little bit more support to that area there on the 4H, but it's again, it's the exact same setup. So yeah, USD, I do like the structure because we had that double bottom, the market broke structure to the upside, you know, making it bullish from a 4H perspective. But yeah, that kind of corrected move up, corrected move down, not the biggest fan of when the market is doing that. But keep an eye on that level. Could be a nice buy to the upside. If the market starts breaking underneath, then I'll probably leave it alone, because yeah, it's looking a little bit chaotic after that. But yeah, buys from 1.755 could be good. Just keep an eye on the price action in that area. AUD/USD we'll take a look at next. Got a couple requests for that pair. So yeah, AUD/USD I was looking to sell coming into the week, but it's been very, very bullish, and it's broken through the level that I was looking to sell from, which was this area here, around 0.664. Coming into the week, I was looking to see if we can get another sell opportunity at that resistance. We did get a nice spike into the level, but the market was just moving sideways. No real momentum coming into the market. And again, this was the Asian session anyway, so I was asleep. And then we had the news for Aussie came in, obviously quite bullish, and since then the market has been pushing to the upside. So with me, AUD/USD, I'm still very bearish on the pair, because again, I'm getting a lot of my higher time frame. I'm getting a lot of my buys from the higher time frames. As you can see, the market has been in this slump to the downside, so I'm still looking at a push into 0.62 down here. But again, the way we're pulling back is quite aggressive, so I'm just going to stand down for now and wait for a little bit more, you know, signs that okay, we are forming a lower high, maybe breaking some structure to the downside, and then I'll see if I can hop back into some sells somewhere for NZD/USD. But yeah, nothing right now. The market's quite bullish. I did say yesterday there might be some short-term buy opportunities on the retest of this high here. Didn't quite see the pullback into that level, but that would have been a nice place for some lower time frame buys. But yeah, for me personally, with AUD/USD, I'm kind of waiting just for more information. before I do anything. I do think the market is likely to form a lower high and start coming back down again, so I'm still keeping my eye peeled for some seller opportunities, but yeah, there's nothing there for me. Market is still pretty bullish on the 4H and the hourly, so I am not looking to sell AUDUSD just yet. As long as this price actually continues, yeah, we can still see the trend keep pushing, so I'm not trying to do anything too crazy right now. But yeah, still bearish, just need to wait for some good structure to set up, and then I'll look to see if I can find some opportunities to get involved. But right now, yeah, we could just push all the way back to resistance if we wanted to, you know, back to this area here, 0.68. So I'm being careful with AUDUSD at the moment. Is anyone actually trading AU or looking to trade AU or has traded AU this week? I'm still very bearish on the pair, but not seeing any opportunities to actually get into any sales just yet. What pair did I say? So yeah, USD, USD. Okay, I'll take a look at USD JPY next, and AUDUSD as well before I miss out that pair. And pound USD2. Poppy, leave a like, much appreciated. If you guys are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like. I do really appreciate it. Richard, is he here? He would be a great moderator. Yeah, he would, to be fair. He would be. I haven't actually seen him in a couple of days, but yeah, he would be a decent moderator. Poppy as well would be a good moderator too. I mean, there's quite a few candidates, to be fair, and there's quite a few candidates. Yeah, USG probably will take a look at as well. Okay, let me go through AUDUSD first, as that was requested first. Yeah, last time I looked at AU, yeah, it'd be incredibly bullish. Price has been absolutely flying to the upside. So yeah, interesting stuff with AUDUSD. I expected to see a lower high form with this one, but yeah, AUDUSD had something completely different in store for me, and price is absolutely rocking to the upside here. So yeah, with AU, that interesting, very interesting. Coming back into some weekly resistance now. Will we break through? That's the question. So yeah, I'm not really seeing much to do with this one because we've been very, very bullish, as you can see in the daily time frame. I haven't seen a bearish candle since back here. The market's just been bullish, 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 giving us higher closes, you know, than the open each time. So yeah, the only way you're gonna have, you know, successful trades here is on the lower time frames, like 15-minute, 30-minute on the pullbacks. Anything higher, you probably won't see, you know, enough pullbacks to actually get into any trades. So yeah, AUDUSD, you're looking at the lower time frames. We have a ginormous level above us here on the daily chart, which looks like the market could be headed towards after clearing this high here. That's kind of the next logical target for AUDUSD. On the lower time frames, you can take part in this momentum. We just broken out a nice consolidation here. So this looks like a good level to come back and retest. If I just refine it back to that high there, around 1.099. Possibly could see a retracement back into that same level and the next continuation. As you can see, the market's still printing these high lows. We might get a second one, or a third one, I should say, at that area for another push to the upside. So yeah, the way I see AUDUSD is coming to a good level in the higher time frames. If we see some good bearish structure there might be some nice sells back down again, but obviously we still need to hit that area first. In the meantime, there might be some buys on the lower time frames, take advantage of that momentum, because again, we're seeing a lot of bullish momentum right now, and haven't had much signs that it's slowing down either. So yeah, buys are kind of your best shout, but you need to drop to like 30 or the 15-minute to really refine that entry to make the risk to reward worthwhile. So yeah, 30, 15-minute, looking for some break and retest of that prior high. But yeah, for me personally, I'll just stay away because again, I'm just not getting enough pullbacks to do anything. So I'll see how price reacts with this level here. There might be some nice bearish structure developing, and then can catch some sells on the way down. But yeah, we still have to hit that level first. So yeah, AUDUSD, lower time frames, could be some nice buys into that same area. But personally for me, I'll just be staying away until we do something at that level. And of course, there's a chance we could just break through as well. In that case, I'll probably just leave AUDUSD alone completely. But yeah, still very, very bullish. So unless you're in the lower time frames, it's difficult to get anything on that one really. Used to JPY. So Togu said you're looking for potential short in used to JPY. Okay, we'll take a look. I'm actually still very bullish on used to JPY. I'm only looking at buys from 137,500, which is this lovely little daily level here on the left. So I'm still looking at longs at that area there, 137,500. Price right now is not really in a place for me to long. We've had really nice bullish momentum to the upside, seeing higher highs and higher lows. So I'm looking to see if we might see another pullback onto that prior high and get another bounce to the upside. Again, I'm not really interested in looking to sell the pair either. I can understand why, but again, for me, I'm only looking to buy the pair. We did see a nice pop to the upside yesterday off that level there, but I wasn't too convinced that it would go too far, and we did kind of see the market roll back over again. So personally, I'm still looking at push back down to 137.5, and then I'll see if I can get some good buys there. But yeah, for me, I'm still definitely bullish with the pair, so not interested in sells, but I do expect it to come down at least. So I think that's the move you're probably looking to trade. But for me, I'll be holding back until we do something at this level, and if we break through, then I'll probably just back away altogether, because the next area of value underneath that probably down at these highs there, which is quite a drop for USD JPY. But yeah, a lot of the yen pairs are quite exhausted. I've been noticing, obviously euro yen we discussed, exhausted. Obviously dollar yen's looking exhausted right now, probably expecting a deeper retracement there. CHF JPY, that one's looking a bit exhausted. £2 yen, that one's looking exhausted as well. So you might be seeing the yen pairs take a bit of a breather and head to the downside. Obviously, I'm not really one for reversals. That's not really my type of style. So just because I'm expecting exhaustion and maybe a bigger retracement doesn't necessarily mean that I'm looking to trade the pair until I start to see some established bearish structure at play on the 4H time frame, because that's my time frame of choice. But yeah, I can't ignore the fact that we are seeing a lot of evidence that these yen pairs might be looking to take a breather, and again, rightly so. They've been very, very bullish over the past few weeks, so it might be time for that. But we will see. Okay, so I'll go take a look at take a look at pound USD next. Togi said you missed a sell. Yeah, missed the sell on pound USD. Unfortunately, it would be nice to see if you can break 124,500 and touch 125,350, and then maybe a bigger sell to retest 1.23. Possibly a plan there, mate. Okay, let's take a look at GU. So yeah, pound USD, I've been having this counter trend line mapped out for a couple of days now, and I said yesterday on stream, if we can see a break of this counter trend line, then I do think there could be some really nice sells continuing to the downside. Obviously, haven't had the break of that counter trend line. The market's still respecting that support. So we are coming back into a key resistance here, 1.245, which is a pretty key level on the 4H. But if we do expand that to the daily time frame, it actually lines up pretty swiftly with this daily level here as well. So for me, it's a very critical point, this 1.25 area, because if we start breaking above it, then obviously the next kind of logical place you would expect price to go is back into this relative, high there from last week, which is what I think you were talking about. 125,300, yeah, more or less that area there too. So if we do clear this resistance here, break and retest lower time frames, that is not a bad buy opportunity at all. That's a horrendous arrow, but I think you guys get my point. So something like this. So yeah, not a bad opportunity at all, because again, the market's still printing these high lows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you get the break of that, possibly you could see a 6, and then continuation back into the prior high. Just playing with that structure. If that market's going to make a higher low, we expect it to revisit the prior high and possibly even higher as well. If it breaks through, we've got that possibility up there too. But if we do see the market fail at this area, break the counter trend line to the downside, then that opens up the door to some really nice sell opportunities and could see the market continue a lot further. So with pound USD, for me, I'm not really interested in the pair. It's a little bit too corrective. I think in the lower time frames, you have a bit more joy, and the risk reward will look a little bit more attractive. But in the 4H, this is all kind of very corrective structure for me. But on like the hourly chart, it probably looks a lot better to trade, or even lower than that. So yeah, I do like pound USD on the lower time frames for that break and retest. But truly what I'm waiting for is see if we can break out this counter trend line and then catch themselves to the downside. Because what I'm looking at the higher time frames is possibly, a big fake out of this range. Because pound USD not too long ago was stuck in this range between 1.245 and 1.19. So if this is going to be a big fake out of the high, we could actually see a big rollover back to 1.19. So I'm looking to see if we can get a break of that counter trend line and get some sells to the downside. But we still got a lot of work to do before that happens. So I'm taking a back seat with pound USD. But yeah, on the low time frames, there could be some nice setups there. There could be some nice setup buys above that level do look pretty good. So we'll see. Interesting 4H candle close as well. Price was looking very bearish when I woke up. But obviously by the time the 4H candle closed, we saw all this bullish momentum. And price is obviously closed with a bit of a hammer candle there on the 4H. So, but again, it's closed directly into resistance. So not a good place to buy anyway. So it's going to be interesting to see what price does over the next kind of day or so. But yeah, for me, I want a little bit more price action before I start looking at anything with pound USD. Okay, so the pound USD, NZJPY. Okay, we'll take a look next. Would say there is a head and shoulder pattern hourly. Okay, no problem. We will take a look. Yeah, I just did use the JPY. Stefano, what is up? Can you take a look at ADJPY? Assume that means ADJPY. Possible sell, thanks. Okay, no problemo. Happy to help. That's my take profit. Okay. Oh, are you talking about UCJPY Togo FX? 137,500, you take profit? I mean, hopefully when you take profit, you take your profit, and then I look to get involved. Nice little tag team there. But we will see. We will see. Are you in the trade currently, Togo FX, or you're looking to enter for dollar yen? Wayne Armstrong, what is up? Can you take a look at pound yen? I've just joined. Okay, I haven't looked at pound yet, so we'll take a look. Pound NZD, we'll take a look. Omer, probably saying that wrong, but we'll take a look, no problem. Blessing, NAS 100, we'll take a look as well. Dance with Wolves, what is up? Welcome to the stream. William, what is up? Long time, I hope you remember me. Yeah, I do remember. Most people who engage in the chat, frequently at one point, I will remember. Obviously, if you just say a couple words here and there, then maybe I might forget. But yeah, William definitely had a few conversations with you, so I do definitely remember. And again, it's the surname. It's the surname that I remember. To be fair, because there's been a few Williams, but William Sipes, that one that stands out. But yeah, we'll take a look at what was it. I did pound USD. So yeah, NZJPY, ADJPY, take a look at some of the yen pairs. So yeah, ADJPY and NZJPY are a little bit different to the other yen pairs. Obviously, AUD and NZD are quite correlated. But yeah, NZD's been a little bit interesting. I'm not too sure with this pair. Not too sure. I was looking to buy it was it last week? Yeah, I think it was. I was looking to buy it last week. We were seeing these high lows here, so I was looking. Yeah, it was last week. So I was looking to buy it last week. We had a lovely level of resistance running through the market here. I was looking to see if we can hold this as support. We had some nice trendline confluence. I was looking to see if we can catch another higher low for another move back to the high. So obviously we had come on out. There we go. So obviously we had all these high lows here. I was looking for a third one. Obviously we've seen the higher highs. So I was looking for us to get back into that resistance. We didn't get the entry signal I was looking for. The market cracked through the area. Now it's coming back to retest the same area. So could be seeing a move to the downside. Not really fit my criteria in terms of the confluence. But again, with all that rejection there, I would favor another bearish leg to the downside into 83.6. So if you're looking to trade this, because quite frankly, this to me looks like consolidation. If I drop to the lower time frame, yeah, that's pure consolidation. This looks like possibly a fake out. So if you can see the market start breaking below, get a nice 4H close underneath this area. Get a nice 4H close underneath this area. That could be a nice little place to get a break and retest and catch some sales. And again, the 4H is important because the hourly is already showing us signs of fake out. So if you get a 4H close, that probably means, okay, it's time to get the breakout and probably going to head down. So wait for a nice little 4H close. Could get some nice sales after that. And then you got a nice target to aim for back down at 83.6, which is these lows here. Because right now we are rejecting a really nice daily level. But again, we're just moving sideways. And obviously with this wick here on the 4H, that wick could actually give us possibly a move up higher. Because again, we faked the downside, possibly could fund the move higher. Just like we did up here. We faked higher and came lower. Now we fake lower, possibly could come higher. So I wouldn't say the sells is ideal to jump in right now. But if we start clearing the consolidation to the downside again, important if you see a good 4H candle close underneath, then yeah, you can probably scale to the lower time frames, look for your break and retest and whatnot to get into some sells and then catch the next wave to the downside into the prior lows. It doesn't know what's happened today. So yeah, into the prior lows and possibly further as well. But for me, not quite meeting my criteria in terms of confluences to take any trades there. So I'll personally stay away. But yeah, I would favor sells here for NZJPY. Sort of like a head and shoulders, a little bit of a reach. But as you can see, kind of the left shoulder there, the head, and then possibly... Maybe that is a weird head and shoulder one. Let me do that again. So we've got the left shoulder here, head, there we go, and the right shoulder. So it's sort of like a head and shoulders, the same kind of idea. Maybe not the most orthodox one, but it makes sense. But again, the important thing is to see that break of structure to the downside. If not, we can just continue in that consolidation, or even worse, break to the upside. So yeah, keep an eye on that. AUDJPY, last time I looked at AUDJPY, that one's looking very bullish. Obviously, we had the Aussie news, so price has been quite bullish for AUD pairs, and obviously AUD is just broken out of this very big level here of resistance. So yeah, AUDJPY is looking very bullish. I think someone was asking if they can sell it, or should they sell it, or they're in a sell. Possible sell, yeah, I would not sell AUDJPY. I would not sell AUDJPY at all. Again, it's in terms of styles, because some people would sell this, other people won't. The way I trade, this is not my type of trade that I look for. The market is considerably bullish, so I'm not looking to sell. I know price is coming into some highs here on the left, which is probably why you're looking to sell it, which does make sense, to be fair. But yeah, just not my type of trade to sell. Not my type of trade to sell. I'd rather go with momentum than against it. So for me, I'd rather be looking for buys on the break and retest some structure like this one. Lovely impulse to the upside, breaking through the highs. You've got the 50 just underneath. It would be nice if we can get some wicks into that level and possibly catch maybe another wave to the upside. So this is the opportunity I'd rather go for. This fits my plan, looking to ride momentum in the same direction rather than go against it. Not that this sell won't work. It could work, but again, it's not really my type of trade to take. It's at some nice resistance, but yeah, it's kind of against trends, so that's not what I don't like about the setup. Whereas the buys here at 92, we've got a lovely level we can retest. We got the breakout of it, haven't got the retest of that structure. Got some good confidence out of that area, could see a nice pullback and get the next continuation to the upside. So buys at 92 look very, very good going forward. Just need to see a pullback into that level. So yeah, AUDJPY for me, still quite bullish after that big impulse move that we had over the past week or two. Breaking structure to the upside. I know we've come back into some resistance, but this structure here looks still well and kicking. So I'm still looking at buys going forward with AUDJPY. So yeah, pullbacks back into 92, I'll keep an eye on. But sells up there. Again, if it fits your plan, take your trades. I'm not here to derail you from your plan if you've got one in place. But in terms of the trades that I look to take, this is more my type of trade rather than going against the grain. So yeah, 92 looks a bit more interesting than the sells up there. So hopefully that made sense. Okay, pound yen we'll take a look at next. Pound NZD as well. NAS we'll take a look at too. Do you ever trade or at least use DXY? I look at for a lot of correlation and synchronization in pairs. So DXYG used to JPY. Understanding that was a major turning point in my trade. No way. For me, it was the opposite, Toga. For me, it's the opposite. I mean, I have used it a lot in the past, DXY. And again, a lot of people who've been on my stream for a while will probably see me using DXY in my trades. Not necessarily to take a trade, but using it as, like you said, synchronization and correlation. So I have done it, but over the past kind of few months, I've kind of been dropping the DXY and just focusing primarily on the chart and trading. Not because obviously the correlation doesn't exist. It definitely does exist, but I don't know. Sometimes I get distracted because sometimes I found myself missing trades because the DXY wasn't quite aligned with Euro USD or Pound USD in terms of, if I'm looking to take a sell on Euro USD, for example, I should see roughly, a buy opportunity on the DXY. It doesn't have to be a, one to take or one that fits all my criteria, but it should be looking like a buy, in terms of the correlation. And sometimes when it doesn't, I miss out on some good trades. So for me, I'm kind of just focusing on primarily the pair I'm trading, because again, when I'm back testing, I'm taking my trades, I'm 100% taking my trades based on of the market that I'm trading. I'm not looking at the DXY simultaneously. So for me, I'm just focused on the pair and trying to kind of get rid of a lot of distractions and just kind of focus on my trading on that particular market. If I lose the trade, I lose the trade. I win the trade. Sometimes maybe the DXY might have benefited me. Sometimes it will be doing the opposite. But I think for me, I'm just going to kind of focus on just the market I'm trading and not really look at the DXY too much. I still look at the DXY, but I don't look at it in terms of, okay, I'm looking to trade Pound USD. Let me go take a look at the DXY. I just look at the DXY for kind of out of interest and curiosity, to be fair, rather than for a setup. But yeah, the correlation does exist, and plenty of traders use the DXY in their setups and looking at correlation. People focus on correlation quite heavily as well, but for me, I like just focusing on the market I'm trading. But again, it's all preference, to be fair, really. Okay, so I said I was going to take a look at Pound Yen, Pound NZD next. Okay, so yeah, Pound Yen, this is just very, very corrective market. I'm not a fan of Pound Yen, so similar to what I was talking about with Euro Yen and Dollar Yen, we're seeing a lot of signs of exhaustion in the market, just running out of momentum. So likely we are going to see a bigger retracement for Pound Yen. Again, I'm not really one to take these type of trades and anticipate reversals. So I'll let reversal traders and counter trend traders do their thing here. But yeah, the way I see it, Pound Yen is still very bullish. Higher time frames is the daily chart, still very bullish. We've obviously cleared major highs on the left. Weekly, monthly, still showing a lot of signs of bullish momentum and bullish price action as well. So Pound Yen is definitely bullish, but I can see that we are getting sluggish now. Seeing a lot of corrective movements here. Our last bullish move to the upside was very, very corrective and lacked a lot of momentum. So I'm expecting to see a deeper retracement come through. Possibly could be seeing a bit of a head and shoulder pattern. Left head, possible right shoulder could develop there. Neckline here. That could provide maybe some nice sells going forward. Nice break of that structure. Catch the sells on the retest and then look for the continuation. So that's a nice little sell counter trend idea there. Again, you can reduce your risk rather than trying to short up in the highs here, where we could easily see it on the bullish leg if price wants to continue that trend. But this kind of mitigates some of that risk there and takes a slightly higher chance, higher probable setup of it playing out. So yeah, for me, for Pound Yen, I'm kind of just sitting back, kind of keeping an eye on the pair. It's bullish, but I'm not looking for buys. And I won't be looking for sells until I start to see some break of structure, similar to what I'm looking for Euro Yen, and similar to what I'm looking for Euro Yen. I thought there was another yen pair that I was looking at. Yeah, Dollar Yen, but I'm looking at buys. So yeah, similar to Euro Yen, if you can get a nice break of structure to the downside, Dollar Swiss is what I was talking about. So yeah, if we can get a nice break to the downside here for Euro Yen, retest some sells, and again, a similar setup on Pound Yen, break to the downside, catch a nice little retest. Forgot to drag it there with me. There we go. Nice little retest and then catch themselves to the downside. That could be a nice little opportunity for Pound Yen. But yeah, that's kind of the best I've got so far. I'm waiting for some more price action with this one. Okay, so Pound NZD we'll take a look at next. Anyone trading Pound Yen? NAS 100 we'll take a look at as well. Poppy, I got a really nice entry in Dollar Swiss. Sell 10 minutes before your show. Any thoughts? Yeah, I'm looking at Dollar Swiss a lot. I wanted to break through some support first before I look to get in. But yeah, I'm 100% looking for sales on Dollar Swiss, but we'll take a look at it in a second. Will, 87 views, down a long way from the last time I was watching you up with the face cam. And all nice, good progress. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Will. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, again, times are changing. Got to stay up to date with the times. But yeah, I've had the face cam for a while now, maybe about a year and a half, maybe. Because originally the camera was behind me, so it was the back of my head, and then it was on the side over there, and then it was the side of my head, and now it's on the front. So yeah, we've had some changes along the way. But yeah, thank you though, Will. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay, so pound NZD NAS we'll take a look at next. Okay, so pound NZD. So yeah, this one again very very bullish. Um, it's interesting because with this one, everything is very very bullish, very similar price action actually to UNZD. Um, so yeah, have we had the retest of the high? Kind of, maybe test it by a pip or missed it by a pip. Yeah, I mean, yeah, kind of test it. So yeah, this is the level that I had coming into the week. So if you watch my weekly analysis coming into the week, this was the level that I said we could possibly see some nice buys from to the upside. Because again, this is the only kind of logical level I can see with pound NZD apart from this level down here, which is quite far away. That's the only level on the 4H that I would even consider looking for a bounce for pound NZD, and kind of had a nice wick into that level. May have missed it by a pip, but again, the market's not perfect. And now we're starting to see some consolidation. So pound NZD could present possibly some nice buys if we can get a nice break of structure to the upside, break out the consolidation, get some nice momentum going, and possibly see the next higher low. Because again, the structure is 100% bullish with pound NZD. We're creating some bearish structure here, and the market obliterated that high, obliterated that one as well, and created some new highs here. So simply all we're looking at is a pullback and another continuation back to the upside. Long term, I'm still looking at price coming back into, let me go to the weekly chart. Long term, I'm still looking at pound NZD coming back into the resistance here at 2.09, 2.1. So I still do see a long way to go for pound NZD for the buys. So I'm looking at possibly another higher low forming here. And yeah, if we can get a nice break of structure to the upside, break out the consolidation, a retest of that, could be some nice longs there to the upside. But I would stay away in this area. It's just a very choppy market condition, and we could even see a break lower. So I would avoid getting into some buys in that area. But if you clear it to the upside, the retest does look a lot more attractive opportunity. And yeah, natural targets back to the prior high. If you feel brave, you do have that weekly resistance above us. But yeah, I do like the buys here for pound NZD. I do like the buys. Okay, so we'll take a look at NAS and US 30 next. I just looked at AUSD about 3 or 4 pairs ago, so if you guys want to scroll back in the stream, you probably will see it. But yeah, I did AUSD not too long ago. I'm very small sell. I had more position if we break 139, but I'll have to get enough confirmation. So yeah, if dollar yen can break that support, then yeah, I would favor a push back down to 137. I mean, the market is fading at these highs. As you can see, we had the equal highs there of those wicks. So if I drop to the hourly, I had the high over there, the equal high, price fell to create new highs, came to the downside. Now it's printed another lower high and possibly printed another lower high there as well. So we're getting a lot of evidence that the buyers are failing. Overall, the market is a little bit choppy, but if the trend was going to continue, I'll be expecting price to see much more momentum than that, and obviously start clearing out the highs. The fact that we are forming these lower highs is why I do favor a push to the downside at least, and probably to clear this support level here as well, because we could see like a big bull flag, impulse, correction 1, correction 2, and then possibly a nice bounce to the upside, something like that. So that's kind of what I'm looking for USD/JPY. But yeah, we are fading the highs there, so that drop to the downside does look pretty likely. But yeah, a break of that support would definitely help out your trade 100%, which I do favor, to be fair. I do favor, but obviously what I favor and what the market does is sometimes not always in line, which is why we've got to manage our risk. Okay, so NAS 100 USDT Chef. We'll take a look at next. What pair can I trade together with pound yen? I suppose most yen pairs will make sense. Pound yen, euro yen go together quite well. Pound and euro are not too far off each other. As you can see by euro pound, it's a very up and down pair. Their correlation is pretty similar, and obviously they both have yen in there. So yeah, euro yen, pound yen is a nice combo. Miko, as you know, I like pound AUD, so I did get a nice 300 pips. Nice, Mod. Congratulations. 300 pips on pound AUD. That's impressive. Pound AUD does have a lot of pips, but 300 pips, you don't just catch 300 pips accidentally. So yeah, Moch, that is very, very impressive. 300 pips, that's a big trade. Is that the biggest trade you've had? 300 pips, well done, Moch. Ain is looking to sell gold at 1966. Okay, we haven't actually looked at gold on the stream today yet. So yeah, we'll take a look at gold. King C, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I've been good. How are you? Welcome back. Any pairs you're looking at trading? Ojo, what's up? Euro USD. We'll take a look. I don't think we've looked at Euro USD yet either. Interesting. Wayne, same idea. Has me sells after the break on pound yen. Okay, yeah. So yeah, pound yen. If you can start cracking that support, that'll make a lot more sense for some sells. Because, yeah, everything with pound yen is still technically bullish from a structural perspective on the full H anyway, depending how you look at it. Because for me, the way I'm looking at it is higher, low. We just create new highs. So technically speaking, I want price to break through this support here to get us bearish. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. If you can crack that support at 172.500, 750, then yeah, I think sales beyond that look pretty good. But right now, pound yen is kind of fighting for its life here to continue bullish. It's had a really nice rejection here on the full H, to be fair. It's a nice bullish engulfing. It's a nice momentum, but in the grand scheme of things, we are still creating these lower highs in the hourly. So still got some obstacles up here, which the market might fail to break through and possibly roll over and possibly break through. And then that could open up some nice sales going forward. But yeah, pound yen, I'm definitely not looking to buy. Way too exhausted. I need to see some strong momentum come back into the market like this for me to even consider looking to get any longs. Okay, so we'll take a look at NAS 100 and dollar Swiss. So NAS 100, we were looking at this one yesterday. I did say that I was eyeing up some buys slightly lower down at this consolidation here. Because again, the market is very, very bullish. We've broken through a lot of major structure and kind of we're trading in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there are some levels around here, and there's a really nice level up here with that double top 1 and 2 around 15,229. So there's not really much significance here. Maybe you can argue this level of support, but again, it's quite a long time ago. So we're kind of floating in the middle of nowhere here for NAS. So if you're going to find some trades with this one, I'll drop to the lower time frames and utilize some lower time frame structure of support and resistance to buy from. And yesterday I was hinting at this consolidation here because again, really nice consolidation, big break to the upside, no retest of that consolidation. You know, we might see price dip into this area because again, we're very choppy right now. We could look to dip lower, collect some more buys down here, and then go on our next bullish run. The market's still creating higher highs and higher lows. Could see a retest that consolidation for another swing to the upside. That's kind of the only logical place that that makes sense for longs right now. For US 100, we might not retrace that far down, but I'm not seeing anything else that I'll look to buy this one from. That's kind of the only area that I'll look at. But yeah, in terms of direction, everything, you know, still very bullish. Market's still creating higher highs and higher lows. Daily still showing momentum. Bullish momentum, weekly still showing bullish momentum, full H. So yeah, I would only be looking at buys for this. If we start breaking structure and start creating some bearish structure, then yeah, obviously I'll look to switch that bias ASAP. But we're a long way off from doing that, so have to stay patient. And as of right now, I would only favor more upside. Okay, so we'll take a look at dollar Swiss. So yeah, dollar Swiss, I do like the sells for this one. I said I'm waiting for it to break support. So this is the opportunity I'm waiting for dollar Swiss. A lot of pairs at the moment. I'm waiting for a very similar opportunity like this: break of support, retest, dollar Swiss, pound yen, euro yen. There's another one which I can't remember off the top of my head, but a lot of pairs are very similar to how this kind of setup is looking like. And again, obviously I'm trading the same strategy, so my setups will look the same, but it's interesting. But yeah, dollar Swiss, I'm looking for the break of that support and a retest of it to short. So I think you've probably gone short around here, Poppy, around here on those wicks there, or maybe that Audi candle closure, which again makes sense because you're looking to anticipate that next lower high. But for me, I want price to break through some structure first before I do get anything. Because again, we haven't broken through any major low. The market's still printing these high lows here. So technically kind of goes against my plan to get into any sells at the moment. But if you crack the support, get the retest, sells looking very, very good. Like I said, we've got some really, really good high time frame confidence here with dollar Swiss shorts. As you can see on the daily chart, we're getting a very nice break and retest of this big level here. Lovely support time resistance. So there's a lot of confidence here from a higher time frame perspective. You know, bearish structure looking pretty neat and tidy. Let's see if we can get another big wave to the downside. So yeah, dollar Swiss shorts, once it cracks that support, if it cracks that support, I will look to add it to my watch list and start looking for some retests and hopefully join you, Poppy, in some shorts. How far are you looking to take the trade? Are you trading stop loss, or do you have a particular target in mind for the trade? Okay, where am I? Lost track. Where am I? Okay, so dollar Swiss. Okay, so yeah, gold we'll take a look at next. If I've missed out a pair, let me know. I feel like I might have missed out a pair. So yeah, just let me know if I've missed out a pair. We'll take a look at gold next. ANC is looking to sell at 1966.7. We'll take a look. Looking at CAD seat chef at around 0.68. It's against the trend, but at least there will be good value. Okay, we're going to take a look at CAD Swiss as well. W phase can, much appreciated. It's Toko. Who else looking to short gold at 1966? Tell us stories about trading psychology. Stories. Interesting. Never heard someone. I've never had someone ask me to tell a story about trading psychology. I mean, to be fair, I've got many stories of me just doing absolutely, rubbish things in my trading, like, simply over trading, revenge trading, you name it. I've done every single kind of bad trading habit out there. You name it, I've done it. So again, it's nothing crazy. Like the stories I've had of trading psychology is the exact same as pretty much every other trader out there. Holding on to losing trades, cutting winning short, trying to make back the money you've just lost, fear of missing out, so you jump into trades that already left the station, getting good trades too early because you don't want to miss out on the move. Every single thing you can probably think of, I've probably done it 10 times over. But yeah, in terms of exact stories, it's pretty much the same as everyone else. Okay, so what did I pay? I was gonna say, I completely forgot. Gold, that was it. So yeah, gold's been in consolidation. Gold's been in consolidation between 1980 and 1940. So yeah, this is kind of the consolidation I've got at gold. So I'm personally not looking to do anything with gold at the moment until we crack one of these two levels. 1980 or 1940. If you can crack one of those two levels, then I'll start looking at some opportunities personally in my personal trading for some sells or buys. Respective to which level we break through. Obviously, if we break through 1980, I will be, favoring some buys here. Because again, long term, I'm still looking at possibly another higher low forming with gold. Because again, we've got this low here, high up there, low, possibly, new high, but possibly new low here. So I am favoring another big move up. We might maybe move down first and then get the move, or we might break it first time. That's going to be up to gold. I'm not here to predict when that's going to happen. I'm just looking for a good opportunity to trade it. Right now, all I can see is just sideways. So I'm not looking to do anything. Any issue say looking at sales at 1966. Let me mark that on the chart. 1966. Let me drop to the hourly. 1966. Okay, that's basically back at the resistance here, which the market is at right now. So not a bad place to sell. I'm not particularly too fond of this area personally for me. I mean, I can see why. Obviously, the market's had about 20 rejections of this level, as you can see by the wicks there. So this is definitely an area which the market on the lower time frames is having a very hard time to break through. Maybe printing another wick. We've still got 47 minutes left before that hourly candle closes. 17 minutes before that 30-minute candle closes. So possibly could be seeing another one, but I wouldn't sell it personally. I just don't like how the market's moving. It's a nice bearish leg to the downside. Really nice momentum. Possible correction. So that's not a bad thing there. But yeah, the way the market is moving is not good. It's not really trending. It's kind of just sideways. So that's why I don't like it. The conditions are not quite what I would like it to be. In terms of the area, it's not bad. It's probably coming to maybe the 0.618 of the fib. Oh, I just drawn the fib the absolute wrong way. Let me do that again. So, oh, I'll probably do it again there. Keep letting go. Okay, let's do it properly this time. Just did it again. That's a hat trick there. There we go. So yeah, coming bang onto the 0.618 there. So yeah, we are coming to a nice place, 0.618, rejecting that area quite heavily. So it's not a bad place to short. But yeah, the conditions is what put me off. This is very sideways. So, typically I know that pullbacks in the sideways market are going to have less success than they are in the trending market. Normally, the more aggressive the trend, normally the better the pullback, because obviously if the trend is very, very strong, likelihood is that pullback's going to run out of steam at some point and roll over. In a market moving sideways, we are more prone to fake outs. The market could definitely just manipulate this area and then drop. So you do need to watch out for that as well. And the fact that it's moving sideways, that kind of characteristic is definitely common in this type of condition. So it's not a bad level. I definitely do not like the wicks down the 4H to the downside either. That's not a good sign either. But yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, to be fair. It's just very, very choppy, and we're seeing some signs that the market's having just a tough time breaking to the upside and breaking to the downside too. So more or less consolidation here. Again, we could just see the correction impulse, but yeah, it's not something that that I would be too excited about. It could work again. I'm just a trader. I'm not a fortune teller. I wish I was, but I know the conditions. I know the setups that work, best for me, and I'm kind of just looking at that onto the market right now. I know these are not the conditions for it. Obviously, if this is a setup that meets your criteria well, and obviously take your trades, don't let me talk you out of it. But obviously, I'm just going to share my honest opinion on the setup. Okay, so Euro USD I think was next. I think so. I'm not even too sure. Gold, yeah, Euro USD was next. Wow, that was a good memory. CAD Swiss we'll take a look at as well for Poppy too. Okay, G we'll take a look as well. I personally would like it to break above that 1.245 level before looking to buy, but we'll take a look again. Lawrence, what's up? Would you like to take my thoughts on AJY? Okay, we'll take a look as well. Yes, the most pips are caught so far. Nice. Hence, I'm going on holidays. You hit the big runs, so you're off to the Bahamas now. I should have had it a bit longer, but didn't want to get too greedy. I mean, 300 pips is a handsome amount, so congratulations, March. But yeah, I mean, you're not gonna squeeze every single pip there is. Squeeze every single pip there is out of the market. Sometimes you'll close your trades and the market might continue on for another 100 pips. But if you caught 300 pips, you don't have too much to complain about. But yeah, congrats, Moch. Decent little trade there. Decent little trade on pound AUD. Okay, so yeah, Euro USD we'll take a look at next. Okay, so Euro USD. So yeah, Euro USD having trouble breaking low. Again, Euro USD just in that weird place for me right now. Again, my analysis for this one for the past 2 weeks has kind of been I'm holding off. And yeah, it's still the same. It's still the same. Nothing's changed. We're still getting a bunch of wicks to the downside here. We're still kind of rejecting this trend line here too. So I'm kind of just staying away and waiting for the market to commit in one direction. And now I'll look to follow it. And then I'll look to follow it. If it's to the downside, that's cool as well. We've got a lovely support level here. Like I've been saying since last week, back down at 1.055. If we do crack the support level here, then we've got a nice little target to aim for back down here, keeping it very simple into the prior low. If the market starts finding support here, or at least pushing away from this area, because it is finding support there, if it starts breaking that area to the upside, then yeah, some pullbacks will be looking good to the upside. You got a lovely resistance we can take it back towards as well. So yeah, I do think buys and sells look equally as good, but as of right now, they both look equally as poor, at least in the 4H time frame in the daily. So I'm kind of waiting for one just to take control, either see a big candle breaking through or see some confident candle break to the upside. And same to the downside, and then I'll look to follow that in the particular direction. Because again, as a trader, I'm a trader first, analyst second. I'm not looking at the market saying, okay, where is Euro USD going to go? Let me just try and figure out where this pair is trying to go. I've done that many times, and it's just a very ugly path to go down. When I'm looking at the charts, the first thing I'm looking at is I'm asking myself, is there a good opportunity to buy or sell? If the answer is no, then I might do some analysis after and look, okay, potentially if market comes here, there might be something interesting, or if we go there, then I might do something. So I might do that after. But if the answer is no, then I'm kind of wasting my time by still looking at the chart. I used to have it backwards. I used to look at a chart and try and decipher where it's trying to go, and then trying to force trades after that. So if I could stare at the price action long enough, so I probably will come up with a bias. And they'll probably try and find trades that fit that bias, and then it'll just be a bloodbath from that. And I'm just trying to combine analysts with trade. It's a very ugly thing to do. You want to keep your trading and your analysis separate, and use it to complement one another rather than try and combine it, because it doesn't go together well. So yeah, Euro USD, I'm waiting for it to break one way or the other, and then I'll look to follow that momentum. If it breaks through the high here, then that will tell me, okay, buyers are probably taking control. If it starts breaking through the low, sellers are taking control. Let's look for a break and retest and catch them sellers to the downside into 1.054. So yeah, that's the plan with Euro. Again, pound USD and Euro, both for me are kind of not clear at the moment. If pound USD breaks above, then that's not a bad buy. Euro USD, if it breaks below or above, then yeah, can get some good opportunities. But right now, for both of them, I'll be staying away. Is anyone trading Euro USD or not AUSD, pound USD at the moment? Actually, someone said they're in pound USD buys, didn't they? I think someone said they're in pound USD buys, if I read that correctly. Yeah, I think someone did, but I've lost the chat. It's in the... Yeah, I mean, I'll take a look at pound USD again shortly, so I'll look for the chat again. But anyway, I'll move on to CAD Swiss. Poppy says looking for some sells there. Okay, I'm trading this type of structure on Euro USD2. Okay, break and retest. Yeah, so I'd wait for price to develop a little bit better before looking to do anything. Very choppy markets here. Not the biggest fan of Euro. When did you start trading? I started trading, well, it's almost 6 years ago. Coming into the summer, it will be 6 years. So yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while since I first started trading. Okay, so CAD Swiss. Let's take a look at this guy. Where's CAD Swiss? There we are. Okay, so CAD Swiss, Poppy says looking for some shorts. Yeah, definitely for me, I would not be looking to short this. I mean, it's still below this high. So from a larger perspective, we still potentially could form a lower high to drop, but I know that there's not enough confidence there for me. I mean, is there actually? It's not a bad place, because I just zoomed out a little bit and saw this level here. So I see why you're shorting it, Poppy. Not a bad trade. It's a little bit counter trend, because this is probably the structure that I'll pay the most attention towards, which is this recent structure here rather than the larger one. The larger one's more daily structure for me. This lower lows and lower highs. So your sell here is not necessarily counter trend from a daily perspective. Maybe from a lower time frame it is, but from a daily perspective, CAD Swiss is still very, very bearish. If I drop to the weekly, as you can see, we're very bearish on the weekly. Still quite bearish on the daily as well. Still below that prior lower high there too. So the sells are not a bad shout. Like you said, it is at an area of value. I do definitely agree with you on that front there. So yeah, it's not a bad place to short. If I was looking to trade it, I'll definitely wait for some structure to print first and catch a lower high somewhere. So I'd wait for this structure here to shift bearish and then catch a lower high. So that will be the difference between you and I. But obviously up here, you get a much better entry and take advantage of a better risk reward. So yeah, not a bad place at all. Like I said, I'll probably wait for a little bit more development, but of course, if you see a good opportunity for yourself, take good trades that you meant to take. But yeah, definitely is at a nice area of value. Possibly could see another major lower high in the higher time frames. Again, doesn't even have to be another major lower high for move that down here. You can still get some decent shorts back into this area, back into this area, or even back into this area here. So it doesn't have to be a home run for us to make profit. But yeah, not a bad place at all. Not a bad place at all. Okay, so yeah, CAD Swiss. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, we'll take a look at AJPY next as well. Pound USD, we'll quickly go over that one too. Yeah, not trading market. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was not a big fan. Not trading market. If it was seeing some good momentum and price was breaking low after low after low, then yeah, I would definitely be I'll definitely be a lot more kind to that setup. But because it's just moving sideways and price was making those equal lows, I mean, it can still play out, but I'm just not a big fan of that opportunity. And again, there's been many trades. There's many trades that I have not taken because there hasn't been a good opportunity, or the setup doesn't quite fit my criteria, or the conditions are not quite right, but they still play out. So you definitely have to understand, what's the best setup for you to take. Understand what that is, and you just focus on those setups. There will be times where setups that don't fit your criteria that play out, setups that are of a low quality that play out, but you mustn't let that distract you from the best setup, because even if you take poor quality trades, even if you take rubbish trades, they still have a probability of playing out, and sometimes they do play out, and that kind of gives you false hope to take more of those trades, when it's best just to focus on the best setups. So just because the trade worked or not, shouldn't be a determining factor if it was a good trade or not. You should always look at setup objectively and decipher, is that a good opportunity? If it is, then obviously do what you need to do, take the trade. If it's not a good opportunity, then move on to the next setup. If it plays out, it plays out. If it fails, it fails. It's not like, I dodged a bullet because it failed, or I was lucky because it played out. Is did you take the trade you were meant to take? And you can even journal every trade as well, which is what I do. So even the poor quality trades, I still journal them. So after a while, you can look back at a bunch of trades, say, okay, even though they were poor quality, 50% still played out. So there might be something that you're missing in those setups that you can add to your plan, which is just all about refinement. But the key point is just make sure you're taking high quality trades that fit your plan well. And that's it really. And that is it. Okay, so okay, pound USD AUDJPY. So yeah, AUDJPY, like I said for this one, buys are looking pretty good. People are asking for some sells up here. Not a bad place to sell, but personally, again, nothing that I would take in my trading. it's at a nice level of resistance. So again, the sells do make sense from that perspective, because obviously this level gave us a humongous move to the downside. So the sells do make sense up there around 93, but as a trader who likes to go with the flow rather than against it, I'm only looking at buys here down at 92. So for me personally, I'm looking at more upside here for ADJPY. A pullback and a continuation looks good. Will we get that pullback? I'm not too sure. We might get it, we might not. But this looks like a lovely level to buy from. Good confidence. Haven't got the retest yet. Just above the 50. Might see a nice little wick into that area there too for the cherry on the top. But yeah, for me, ADJPY, I'm favoring more upside. Again, we're getting some really good structure here. Lovely momentum to the upside. Again, a lot of AUD pairs are displaying a lot of momentum. If you look at pound AUD, crazy move to the downside, expecting pullback, continuation. Euro AUD as well, that one's been very, very crazy to the downside, big move, expecting pullback, continuation. And obviously ADJPY is just the opposite direction, lovely move there, expecting pullback and then continuation. So yeah, I'm looking just to ride that momentum in that direction, not looking to try and change anything and go against the grain here. So yes, it's had nice resistance, but I'm definitely looking to follow through to the upside. Again, doesn't mean it will work. It just means that I know that's the high probability trade, so that's the trade I'll look to take. And then yeah, planning probably push price back to highs as a TP and call it a day there. So yeah, keep an eye out for some pullbacks for ADJPY. But yeah, as things stand, things are still very, very bullish. So even if you are looking to sell at the highs, I'll wait for a little bit more evidence that we are actually rejecting the highs there. So yeah, be careful at the highs, but yeah, definitely still bullish on the pair. Okay, so pound USD, I'll quickly go over. Someone said they're buying, completely forget who, but yeah, it's not a bad buy, but I would definitely rather price breaks. Let me just move this out of the way, so not covering price action. So yeah, it's not a bad buy, but I would want price to obviously break, above the resistance. I don't really want to be buying to resistance and selling into support. But if price can break above this, then I do think we've got a nice little target to aim for, back to 1.254, 1.253, back into the highs there. This is a big level here of resistance. The market keeps rejecting a few times now. So if we can break through this, I do think the buyers are taking control. And obviously next logical target, back to the left here, into that high. You can see we're still printing all these higher highs. So that's why I said it's not a bad buy, but it just would be nice if we're above resistance, rather than going into resistance. Because again, we don't necessarily have to break through. We can obviously reject it and roll over. So that is still a possibility. But yeah, as things stand, if you can break through that, the buys do look good. And I do think there's a long way to the upside. If I measure it in pips, we've got about 80, 90 pips there to the upside there. So on like the 30-minute time frame, if you could drop to low time frames, catch a nice little 25 pip stop loss, you're still looking at 1 to 3, maybe 1 to 4 if you can get a tighter stop loss than that. But 30-minute 25 stop loss is fairly reasonable. 25 pip stop loss is fairly reasonable. So yeah, I do think pound USD is looking good for some buys. Okay, so Johnny Rope holding on NZD-JPY buys. Have you just got into the buys? When did you get into the buys? Is it recently or from last week or something? I'm at 2645. I'm hoping to catch a swing trade short on dollar Swiss from 0.9096 after it fills the gap on my broker. Okay, I'm looking to a short dollar Swiss as well. I'm waiting for it to break through some support, but I think we're looking at probably the same idea. Still in drawdown. Okay, we'll take a look. Johnny Rope, Blessing UAD. Okay, we'll take a look as well. Watch 73. Watching us get it up to 70 likes. Much appreciated. Yeah, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does help out the stream. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to everyone who has liked and subscribed so far. Make sure you do hit the bell as well to don't miss out on any uploads in the future. But and feel free to check out my Telegram as well. Links in the description to that. I share my trades and my watch lists and my videos as well there. So feel free to check it out. Links in the description to that. Okay, so yeah, we'll take a look at NZJPY and we'll take a look at UAD as well. Happy to help, Poppy. Happy to help. Yeah, CAD CHF is a nice level. Like I said, I'd probably rather wait for price to start creating some bearish structure in the 4H. But in terms of where it is and in respect to the higher time frames as well, I do like it because it's pro trend with the higher time frames. And yeah, I can't say no to something pro higher time frame trend. So I do like it, Poppy. I do like it. Okay, so NZD-JPY. So you said you're in some buys. Did you say when? Okay, yesterday. Okay, so yesterday, yeah. So this one's just been moving sideways here. So okay, yeah, I see why. So yeah, the thing is, NZD-JPY is coming to some resistance here. So that's kind of what's causing some friction for your trade here. Again, we have seen some nice momentum over the past kind of week or so, but there's a big level here on the daily chart, which is what kind of price is rejecting right now. So if price can clear that, happy days. Probably expect price to continue in your direction. But obviously price right now is causing a lot of friction to the upside and to the downside. We're getting just as many wicks north as we're getting wicks south. So this is just pure consolidation right now. The way I'm looking at it is kind of 50-50 which way the market's going to go. We've got resistance above us, support below us. We just had an attempt to break lower. Obviously that's failed. So markets tried to break out the consolidation, failed, gave us a wick, pull back up. So possibly might see another move back to the high of the consolidation again after that fake out. But yeah, well and truly, it's just about where the 4H candle closes. I was saying earlier, wherever the 4H candle closes will probably give us the direction. If we see the 4H close to the downside, I'm expecting a push right back down to the lows. If the 4H close to the upside, then obviously you've got resistance not too far away. So need to be careful for 85-200. But yeah, right now it's just pure consolidation there on NZD-JPY. So it's going to be a tough one, but I have to see which way price breaks out towards, because looking at the lower time frames, it's difficult to say where we're going to go, because that momentum that we had over the past couple of days is kind of just depleted and it's nowhere to be seen anymore. So, price has to start creating its own momentum again, and I'm not too sure which direction that will be in. So yeah, we'll see how that progresses, but yeah, that's a choppy market. Okay, so NZD-JPY, we did that one. UAD. Okay, we'll take a look at next. Great designs, agreed. Nice. Okay, gold we'll take a look at as well. NZD-CHF, Henrique, no problem, we'll take a look at. The last 4H candle, is that for pound USD you're talking about? Not too sure. Oh, that is a tricky name. Romanian, I'm going to say Romanian. Just taking the last kind of half of your surname, I think. But yeah, what is up? USD, pound USD, okay, we'll take a look as well. Roderick, what is up? Look at gold. Is it good to sell? Okay, we'll take a look at gold. Matt 2645. I've been holding shorts. Good luck, Johnny. Oh, we got a little bit of a battle there. We got some shorts on the NZD-JPY and some longs as well. Let's see who's the victor. But yeah, that is consolidation there. So it literally is 50-50, to be honest. That's the way I see it. Anyway, okay, UAD we'll start with. So Euro Aussie, let's see what's cooking with this one. That's pound Aussie. There we are, Euro Aussie. Yeah, so Euro Aussie, I do like this one. I actually do like this one. It's on the watch list, but it needs a big pullback for me to do anything, because as we can see, this is the daily structure: higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So very nice textbook setup here. So now I'm just looking for the next pullback and the next continuation. If I whip out the old kind of head and shoulder tool, it's a very textbook head and shoulder pattern here. So you got the left, the head, the right shoulder, and price is now snapping through to the downside. So this to me looks like a lovely reversal pattern. We had a bullish structure on the daily that's reversed bearish on the daily now. So sells going forward is what I'm looking at. So if I clear this out of the way, the area I'm looking at is either one of these two areas, that one or this one. You know, this would be a nice area up here, but I'm not too sure if we'll see that much of a pullback. You know, back to 1.635, as you can see, nice resistance there, nice support. I'm not too sure if we'll get that much of a pullback all the way up there to catch the next lower high, possibly. Again, expect the unexpected with trading, but it will be quite a big pullback. So my kind of main areas I'm looking at is these two levels of support resistance, one at 1.613 and the second one just above 1.62 at 1.62100. So these are the two levels I'm looking at. Again, we're seeing some really healthy momentum to the downside here with EUR/AUD. So this tells me that bears are very, very much in charge. We know the higher time frames are favoring that as well. As you can see, the prior impulse leg was very strong there too. So lovely kind of bear flag here. Correction 1, correction 2, continuation. So the way I see it, bears are in control. You know, let's look for some more shorts. But first we need a good pullback, and these are the two areas I'm looking to short from. So possibly might see some shorts later this week, depending what we do. Maybe next week. To be fair, again, I'm not too bothered when it is. I'm just waiting for a good opportunity. If it presents itself this week or next week, doesn't really make a difference. But looking for some good shorts here at these areas. And yeah, just taking it back down to the prior low from wherever we pull back from. There's some lows here on the left we can target too if you want to push the trade a little bit further. But yeah, in terms of structure, really nice structure here. Nice reversal in the higher time frames. So yeah, expecting that to continue south. But yeah, that pullback is a must. And I'm not looking for buys either. I know people probably be eyeing up some buys because the market's dropped a lot. So let's buy it back up again. Again, if that's part of your plan, do what you need to do. But that's just never a trade that I'll look to take in my personal trading. Okay, so okay, gold we'll take a look over, and NZD-CHF as well. Yeah, Euro NZD, pound NZD, we'll take a look at two. Martin shows you trades, Miko. I'm not in any trades at the moment, Martin. I'm not in any trades at the moment. Last trade I was in was my dollar CAD longs from last week, but I'm not in anything. I haven't taken any trades this week. Haven't really seen anything worthwhile of trading, to be fair. A lot of, yeah, I mean, someone did say the markets were a little bit slow this week, and I do agree. I mean, Aussie has been kind of the main, has stole the show a little bit off the back of the news, but apart from that, haven't really seen too much. Maybe in the lower time frames, people having a little bit more joy. But in the 4H time frame, I'm seeing a lot of corrective price action, nothing really looking pristine to get involved with. So I'm kind of just sitting patient, sitting on my hands and making sure that I'm waiting to take the right trades and not trying to force things just because I want to take a trade. So yeah, at the moment, no trades for me this week. And yeah, we'll stay patient for something to form. But at the moment, there's nothing. So I got to stay patient. Sometimes, you know, I could take 4 trades in the week. Sometimes I could take none. So it's all swings and roundabouts. The important thing is I'm not letting my wants and needs, you know, to make me take trades. It's the market that will make me take trades. If the market's giving me a lot of opportunities, yeah, I'll probably end up taking quite a few trades. If the market's giving me nothing, then there's nothing to take. So it's the market that dictates my trade frequency, not that I want to take a trade. Okay, so what was I saying? Take a look at NZD-CHF, was it, or was there a pair before gold? So yeah, gold, like I said, I'm not a fan of the gold. It's just kind of consolidating. Was talk about some resistance here earlier in the lower time frames. Again, might see some rejection there. I'm not convinced by gold. It's kind of moving sideways in this area for me between 1980 and 1940. I'm not looking to do anything in this area. It's just way too choppy. And personally, I'm waiting for a bit more development. So pricing start cracking through the highs, fantastic. Start cracking through the lows, fantastic. Then I'll look to see what I can do after that. But gold at the moment in this area here is just very sideways. So for me, I'm backing away. Yes, gold is forming some resistance slightly above us. It's also forming some support just below us as well. So the way I see it, price is kind of creating some more consolidation in this area. It might give us another move to the downside because obviously I can see we've had a big impulse here. This could be a correction for another impulse down, which does make sense. But because the market's sideways, I know that the likelihood of the pullback playing out is a little bit lower than in trending conditions. So this type of opportunities I don't like to take in my trading. But it could still play out. It's just I'm not a fan of the market. It's moving sideways. I don't like trading sideways markets. I know I have a lot more success in trending markets. So gold for me, if it was starting to take out these lows and create new lows beyond it, then yeah, the next pullback after that will be a great short. But this one is a little bit too aggressive for my liking. It could play out, but again, that's not the point. Want to make sure you're taking good quality trades that fit your plan well. Whether it plays out or not is not your job to worry about. Okay, so yeah, NZCHF we'll take a look at next. Excuse me. USD pound NZD. Okay, we'll take a look at Gasson. What's up? Hope you're doing good. CAD Yen. Okay, we'll take a look. CAD Yen was on the watch list coming to the week. Still looking for some buys on that one. Market is nasty. Yeah, I mean, just be moving. I haven't just seen much momentum, to be fair. Haven't seen a good opportunity for myself. Tokola, hope I'm saying correctly. Swiss Yen, we'll take a look as well. I always say the market has been strange when I'm trading badly. Anyone else do this? I used to do that, to be fair. I did used to do that, to be fair. Definitely when I'm taking dodgy trades and they're not playing out. 100% used to blame the market. 100% been there. Poppy, I pulled the trigger on CAD CHF as soon as I saw it on your screen. It's been a good entry. No way. Sometimes you need to see it on someone else's screen to take the trade. Yeah, I mean, I do favor it. It's a nice level. High time frame confidence look good. I just want to see that visual move down. So if you can get that nice move, obviously that will be a cracking trade for yourself. Then the lower highs after that look good for myself. But in terms of the location against a lovely level, high time frame confidence, it does make a lot of sense. So although it's a little bit counter trend, it's got some backing of the higher time frame, so it kind of balances out. Okay, so NZCHF. So I haven't actually looked at this pair in a while. I've had some nice bearish structure for this one, but hasn't really been giving me the setups that I'm after. I'm still looking at more downside for NZCHF. This is still my kind of long-term target, back down to that prior low there at 0.53. So I still do see a lot more downside for NZCHF. Again, taking a look at the higher time frames for this one. If I scale to the monthly, you can see this market has been falling since the beginning of time, pretty much. If I go back to 1980, we've been consistently making low after low after low. So, unless something crazy happens, I expect that pattern to continue. And as a technical trader, that's all I can do. So I'm expecting price to return back to these lows eventually. We're not too far away. As you can see over the past few months, the market has been creating lower highs as well. So pretty much on track to be taking out these lows, soon enough. So for me, for NZCHF, I'm not really interested in longs. There will be long opportunities, yes. But as a swing trader, I'm just going to be focused on the shorts. So I have a lot more joy there. Selling than buying. So with NZCHF, I'm kind of waiting for at least the retest of this area to consider looking to long. We had a really nice break to the downside of all this momentum. Could be seeing a correction back onto that area, catch the next lower high. Had some equal highs there, break a structure. Let's see the lower high, then get the reversal. I'm not too sure if it lines up the fib. It might do, it might not do. Almost, to be fair, it might spike into the 50. But it's not a bad place to short though, and obviously naturally targets back down to the prior low at their support. Then maybe if you're feeling a bit greedy, you can push it down to 0.53 there, maybe leave a little bit to trickle because we're not too far away from the low there. But yeah, in terms of buys and everything, NZCHF I'm definitely very bearish on. So sells from 0.555 pretty much, 0.55, yeah, 556 look good. Where we're trading right now, middle nowhere. I'm not really seeing much value in the current price action, so I wouldn't do anything at that particular price point. I would stay away. But if you can see just one more move north, back to some nice resistance here. Could give us a really nice sell opportunity back down to the prior low again. And then, yeah, possibly a lot further too. So yeah, nice sells on NZCHF, but yeah, not now. Definitely not really at any significant place right now. Or at least on my books on the Forex time frame. Okay, so Euro NZD, Pound NZD we'll take a look at next. CAD Yen we'll take a look at, Swiss Yen as well. No problem. Johnny, can you please share fib template? Yeah, I mean, fib pretty straightforward. This is the levels I look at: 50, 0.618, 786. Again, I don't look at anything above the 50, mainly because I like having deeper pullbacks. I like trading deeper pullbacks more than shallow. Because if you think about it, if you have a lot of shallow pullbacks, you're leaving a lot of room on the table. Let me do that diagram again so it makes sense. But if you have shallow pullbacks, say you got bullish structure, and the market pulls back slightly, theoretically, from the theory of structure, this is your higher low. So technically speaking, from the high here that the market has created, we have all of this range to pull back before the market could possibly continue. It might pull back this far and continue. It might pull back this far and continue. It might pull back this far and continue, or might pull back all the way and then continue. So the further down you trade, the less likely you're going to take a stop loss. Obviously, there'll be scenarios where the market just breaks structure and continues down. So obviously, that we can't mitigate against. But the further you sell down or buy further you buy here, not sell, sorry. The further you buy down in this bullish structure or sell in the bearish structure, the less likely you're going to take a stop loss, because obviously you're buying at better prices. The lower you buy, obviously the better risk reward, and more likely the market will continue in favor. If you're buying very shallow, then there's a possibility the market can go lower. Again, this is just terms of probability, not in terms of the setup, because again, you can get some really nice setups that are shallow retracements. I'm not saying shallow retracements are not good to buy. If you know how to trade properly, there can be some very good shallow retracements to take advantage of. But I'm just talking about in terms of probability. The lower you trade, the less likely you're going to take a stop loss. And obviously, if you're just being very silly, you're still taking a lot of stop losses, even if you trade lower down. But yeah, 50% and beyond is what I'm looking at, and 0.618. It's kind of a nice soft spot, but 0.5, 0.618, and 0.786 is what I'm looking at, and it looks like that on the settings. So yeah. Okay, so Euro NZD, Pound NZD, let's take a look. So yeah, Euro NZD, Pound NZD, I've already gone through, so I'll go over them fairly quickly. But the analysis from them is simple. We've seen a nice double bottom here for Euro NZD with the equal lows. Price had some nice bearish structure. We've broken structure to the upside. So I'm simply looking at correction back down to retest the prior high at 1.754. For another move back into resistance into the high here, 1.78447. So that's what I'm expecting Euro NZD to head towards. And that's about it. I'm not really a biggest fan of the structure because, again, we were quite corrective on the way up. We kind of lost the momentum we had originally, and now kind of corrected back down again. But in terms of the level, it's not a bad level to go long from. So we'll see how we react with the level. Obviously, we're not quite there yet, so there might still be a little bit more room to the downside. And then when we get there, we can see what type of price action we're getting. And then, yeah, buys could be looking good for push back to 1.785, back to the highs. And Pound NZD, very, very similar to that one as well, except that one has already tested the high on the left. So I said on the lower time frames, you can see a nice breakout, the consolidation, clear the highs, retest. And that could be a nice little buy in the retest. And obviously, you want to take it back to highs. You've got some highs here as well you can target. So that's going to be up to you how far you want to stretch the trade. But that consolidation there is looking a little bit ugly, but if you can see a break north of that, nice impulsive break, that'll tell us, okay, buys are creeping back in. Let's see what we can get in the retest to continue that momentum. And yeah, we are retesting that prior high, turn support right now. So yeah, both Pound NZD, Euro NZD, both giving bullish structure. So I do favor buys for both of them. Okay, so I hope that made sense for USD and Pound NZD. Okay, CAD Yen we'll take a look at next. CHF JPY we'll take a look at as well. William, what is up from France? Big up. Welcome to the stream. Bonjour. Ça va? That's about it for my French, to be fair. Haggy, what is up? I have bought USD Any thought? Okay, we'll take a look at USD. I'm not really a big fan of buying USD at this moment in time, but yeah, if it comes down to 137,500, I'll be more interested. But yeah, I'm bullish on USD, just not at the current price. Hayden, how long did it take you to be able to trade as your full-time income? It took me over 3 years. Over 3 years. I could have done it a lot sooner, but yeah, my learning path wasn't linear. It was kind of very good, then down, very good, and down. If you focus on the psychological part of trading along with the technicals, you will speed up your process phenomenally. But yeah, it took me over 3 years. Looking back now, I reckon I could. I don't know, because of the 3 years, you do learn a lot. Obviously, you know, even if you're failing, you still do learn a lot. But obviously, the aim of the game is to be profitable. So I do think looking back, I probably condense what I did in 3 years into 1 year quite easily, to be fair. But then there's some things I learned over the 3 years which you can only learn from failing miserably. And I suppose a lot of people could probably relate to that as well. But again, each person will be different. Some people do it in a year, some people do it in 5, some people do it in 3, some people do it in 2, some people do it in a matter of months. So how long it takes is different for each person, and the challenges they come up against. So, you know, comparing to me, you might be a lot quicker, you might be not slower. It doesn't really matter about the timing, to be fair. Matt2645, with you, Poppy Solomon, it hasn't been hit. Okay, nice. Matt and Poppy linking up on CAD Swiss then. David, please look at pound AUD. Okay, we'll take a look as well. Rowan, what is up? Hope you're doing good. Just want to say thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ronan. Much appreciated. Well, yeah, I'm glad you're finding the streams useful. But yeah, your kind message is appreciated. And yeah, a lot of people have been saying a lot of nice things on the stream. So yeah, I do appreciate, you know, all the kind messages and notes that you guys do leave there. But yeah, it's good that the stream is helping you people, because if it wasn't, that would be worrying. Okay, so pound into the USD just did. I was going to take a look at CAD yen and Swiss yen next. So yeah, CAD yen, I'm looking at buys, but I'm not too sure if I'll see the pullback I'm after. I'm looking at a retest of this structure here to try and flow with the market here back to prior highs. I'm looking at this daily region here, which I think we might have just tested. Lovely daily support there. We might have just come into it. As you can see, you know, big support, nice move to the upside. It looks like we just about come back and tested it. So I'm looking for buys back up into that same area. Obviously, you can see we're still forming all these higher lows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I'm looking for potentially 6 in here, and I'm looking for buys back up into that 105 resistance. So that's the plan. That's the plan for CAD yen. That's the plan for CAD yen, for another push back to resistance. But will we see that pullback? That's up to CAD yen. Might take up some of these lows here, give us a bit of a bull flag, impulse, correction 1, correction 2, then get the move. That will be very, very nice for CAD yen, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, in terms of direction, still looking at buys for the CAD yen. CHF JPY, there are some okay buys down here as well. I'm not completely sold on it, but there's some nice confluence here. As you can see, resistance there. Obviously got the trend line 1, 2, 3. Possibly going to see another continuation. Market still printing all these higher lows, and higher time frames, daily, weekly, all displaying a lot of bullish momentum as well. So CHF JPY buys are not that bad, because again, higher time frames agree. 4H is still giving us some good confluence at this area. The market is showing some signs of exhaustion, but like I said yesterday, I think you can get some nice buys here. Doesn't necessarily have to be all the way back to highs. Could just be a nice little push here, 100 pips there easily on CHF JPY. So yeah, that's 160, so more than 100 pips there. And then we might roll over, but nonetheless, this is not a bad place to be looking for some buys at current price action. I'm not too sure what price is doing really. It's kind of just consolidating. It might be forming a lower high. It might be looking to break north. I'm not really seeing too much value in current price action right now. So yeah, I would be staying away. I'll be staying away of CHF in this zone. But if it starts breaking lower, there's some nice confluence there. Maybe it starts breaking to the upside. The break and retest there could be a little bit of a trade there. Back to highs. That's not a bad idea. But we'll have to see which way we break out. All I know is anything in here, not a big fan of. But down there, 152.500 does look not bad for some buys. Obviously, you have to wait for some rejection there as well. No problem, Anus. Thank you so much for coming to the stream, bro. Thank you so much for coming on the stream. Really do appreciate it. Hope to see you tomorrow. What do you think was the biggest thing you learned that changed the most for you? That's a very good question, Omar. That's a very, very good question. What was the biggest thing that I learned that changed the most for me? I'll probably say my expectations. I'll probably say lowering my expectations, because when I started trading wasn't really popping off in social media as it was now. So there was traders online teaching and stuff, but there was in terms of expectation, like if you go on social media today, you see a lot of people saying 10%, 20%, 20 risk reward trades, making a lot of money. So yes, that was a thing back then, but it wasn't as much today. But as my time progressed, the more I saw people online advocating big percentages and big rewards in their trades, and the more I got sucked into trying to mimic that in my personal trading. And the biggest thing that I learned that changed my trading the most was just lower my expectations, considerably. Because you can't go from a losing trader to a trader who makes 20% a month on average. It doesn't make sense. It's like learning a sport, and then in the next couple of months you're professional in that sport at the highest of their game. You're not going to start learning to play football and then you're playing the World Cup final next week. Maybe you are, but in terms of probability, you're not. So lowering my expectations from, okay, I'm losing money right now, so how do I just go from breaking even? And then I thought about it, and I was like, if I don't take a trade, then I still break even. I don't lose any money. So I went from losing money to taking less trades, which saw me get to break even. And then I started working my way from that and working my way up in win rate and percentage and risk reward as well. But lowering my expectations helped me so much, because at the end of the day, we're here to make money. We're not here to be fancy and hit the best risk reward trades. That all comes later. If you want it to come later, you don't even need to hit big risk reward at all. There's some people making a lot of money with 1-to-1. So yeah, the biggest thing I learned was low expectations. If you're losing right now, your expectation should be, how can I get break even? If you're break even right now, your expectation is, how can I finish with 2% profit on average a month? It might seem small, but you're making money. You put yourself in the top 10% of traders, of retail traders, instantly. And then you can work your way through that with the swings and roundabouts that and challenges that come with that. But yeah, lowering expectations made everything so much easier. Because even just trying to aim for like 20% a month caused me to lose a lot of money. Because I'm trying to force trades. I'm trying to, take winners that are not there. So I keep trying to take a lot of trades and take poor trades, and that obviously made me lose a lot of money trying to hit that 20% a month. But you don't need to. So yeah, that's probably the biggest thing. But it was a good question. Anyway, let me finish it on one more pair, since I did say I was going to do another pair. Then I'll call it a day, because we have come up to 12, which I just noticed. Okay, I'll do pound AUD, then we'll call it a day there. Okay, so pound Aussie. So yeah, pound Aussie, crazy moves to the downside. Are we about to take out the lows here on the left? It looks like we are. So yeah, pound AUD, the way I see it, if we continue this momentum to the downside, we're probably going to get the break of structure. This 4H candle's still got 2 hours left before it closes, and the daily's still got 9 hours. But the way it looks like, we might be breaking structure to the downside. So For me, for pound AUD, we're looking at a correction of this impulse leg to the downside. This may just be looking at a top to the trend here. We had a really nice bullish trend over the past few days. We could be topping at the highs here, so we could be seeing a break of structure and a bearish trend playing out, similar to what Euro AUD has done, which is a very similar pair to pound AUD. As you can see, that one's broken structure. It looks like pound AUD could be following suit as well. So pound AUD, the way I see it, yes, it's at support. I know people will be looking to buy here. I'm not interested at all. I'll be looking at pullbacks and shorts to the downside. So yeah, as to where, not too particularly sure just yet. I want to see how far this move goes. It might still have a lot more in the tank. It might be pulling up now. If so, then I'll probably consider this area there at 1.878. But yeah, I do want to see how far this move here goes. So yeah, pound AUD definitely bearish, looking for more sells. I know it's at support. There might be some buys there, just definitely not part of my trading style. So yeah, definitely want to sell at momentum and go with it. But yeah, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. So I do appreciate everyone who has commented, chatted, said hello, good morning, all the good stuff. Thank you so much to everyone coming onto the stream. Thank you so much to my moderators as well. I do really value all of you guys. I need to find some more moderators to take the load off you guys, because you guys are putting in some big shifts. Martin, Miko, your guy here. Martin, have you ever blown an account? I've actually never blown an account, to be fair. I've actually never blown an account. It's just because my risk tolerance is not quite there. I don't want to lose all of my money. I've definitely come close. I've probably lost like maybe 70% or 80% of account, which is practically blowing, to be fair. But I've never actually got a margin call and completely blown an account. And that's because of my risk tolerance. I just don't want to lose all my money. So I've always stopped myself when it gets very, very bad. But yeah, I've definitely done a lot of damage to accounts in the past, so don't get me wrong, I've definitely gone through quite a few accounts. But yeah, guys, we have come to the end of the stream, so thank you so much for coming onto the stream. If you have enjoyed it, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. I will be live again tomorrow, same time as usual, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. as always, so hope to see you there. And yeah, I do have a Telegram link in the description. I will be updating if I do get into any trades or any setups, and I will be obviously posting a video on Friday as well. This time it's about drawdown, so do pay attention and stay vigilant for that video. But guys, thank you so much for coming to the stream. I really do appreciate it. Have a fantastic day. We do have some news coming out later on dollar and CAD, so do keep an eye out for that if you're trading any dollar and CAD pairs. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming out, and I'll see you all tomorrow. What?